15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everyone back with another video from American Stock FPL. This time we'll be discussing our Game Week 12 preview. But before we do that, we really appreciate all the subs and likes. We are 3 subscribers away from that 100 goal. So if you guys could help us out and give us a like and subscribe, that'd be excellent. Right, Jason?
Absolutely, but only if you like the content. We don't need pity subscriptions.
Right. On this video, we'll be kind of discussing how we did in Game Week 11, our watch list, our player recommendations, and kind of our overall recommendations for the next 4 weeks. Before we start, just want to give a shout out to Fantasy Football Scout. We are proud to be part of their academy. In addition, I want to shout out FPL Talking Points. This is a great website for all FPL related podcasts. Check them out too. All right, Jason, you ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Tell me a little bit what you saw in Game Week 11.
All right, so Everton versus Burnley. Everton's defense, leaky again, could not keep a clean sheet. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin cannot stop scoring. Got a goal assisted from Richarlison. And game ended 1-1. Overall, I still like DCL for now, but his fixtures do get a little rough coming up. So we'll see if he can keep producing the goods when the fixtures turn a little bit. City versus Fulham, a very popular game to target for a lot of people. The heavy hitters, KDB and Sterling, both came through with a goal and an assist each. Game really could have been a lot more than 2-0, but if you captain KDB or Sterling, I think you're going to be pretty happy with that. City do look like they're pretty much, maybe not back to their best completely, but definitely on the right track to warranting all the fantasy investment with their upcoming fixtures right now. Manchester United, tale of two halves. We're terrible in the first half. Soucek got a goal for West Ham. Second half, though, Bruno Fernandes came on the pitch, created 8 chances in 45 minutes. Those 8 chances are the most chances created in a game by any player this season. He did it in half and got 2 bonus points as a result with his assist. Pogba got a goal. Cavani is injured now, so keep an eye on that. He might be back for next weekend, but we're not quite sure at this point. Rashford also on the score sheet, and Mata got a nice assist. So Man United did look pretty bad in midweek against RB Leipzig, so we'll see how they respond against City. And then you have the whole Pogba agent controversy right now as well. So a little bit of a crisis there after things were looking up for a little while. Be interesting to see how they respond against City. Moving on after that. So Chelsea did beat Leeds. Bamford got a goal to kick off the game, but Chelsea kind of stormed back and made it not particularly close after that. Giroud, Zuma, and Pulisic all on the score sheet. Timo Werner still cannot find the back of the net somehow. Getting some good chances. He's been very heavily involved in play, but just hasn't produced the fantasy goods as much as I would hope so. It does look like for Chelsea at their forward spot, it's a competition between Giroud and Abraham. And then, Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech, who got injured in that match, Havertz, Mount. They're all kind of fighting for those attacking mid / wing forward positions behind them. Moving on after that, Crystal Palace had a huge win against West Bromwich Albion, thanks in part to a Pereira red card for West Brom. Palace, Benteke, and Zaha mostly did the business in that one. I'm not sure that Benteke is a great long-term shout, but Zaha just keeps producing this year. their fixtures do turn a little rough coming up, so I don't know that I'd want to invest in him necessarily, but he's always one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he's been having an excellent season overall. Moving on to the next half of games, Danny Ings came back in the second half substitution, came on and scored a goal. Also had two nice shots on the box as well. Nice to see. Liverpool just continued to dominate. Salah on target. Mane shots on box, but no goal. And Robertson continued his excellent season as well. He created plenty of chances. Spurs, that Son Kane connection again and again, man. And then Arsenal, they're in a crisis. If you guys got Son or Kane, congrats on you guys for holding.
Indeed.
Moving on to Leicester, they kind of had few chances. The XG in the game was Leicester at 1.42, but they did, and then Sheffield at 0.24, but they were very efficient. Jamie Vardy kind of left it late. And finally, Newcastle and Villa was postponed. Okay, Jays. Let's move on to our teams. Here you see I am currently sitting on 31K. Quite happy about this start.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. KDB, huge captain pick. Really helped me out this week.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of transfers, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet. I do have about 2 million in the bank. Timo Werner is not great in not scoring like we think he would be, but he is getting the chances, and their fixture list is getting better, while Everton's is getting a little worse. So something I'm thinking about is Timo Werner for DCL, but that's definitely something I have to think about overnight. Another thing I could think about is maybe keeping this free transfer and holding it 1 week so I can get 2 free transfers, and then consider doubling up on Manchester City after they play United. Jason, let's move. Any comments on my team before I move to yours?
I'll say, yeah, it looks pretty good overall. I see you held your 2 Villa players through the postponement. So, you kind of weathered the storm there. You're pretty happy with them moving forward with their fixture list still looking nice?
Martinez is a little questionable. Like, early on, he seemed like the for sure one. But now there's, like, other keepers. I think City will probably have the best. City or Liverpool will probably have the best defense. Chelsea's defense is looking really good too. In terms of budget keepers, maybe Southampton would have been a better choice. It's kind of 50-50. But one thing that is for certain is that Jack Grealish is pretty much a hard lock on my team.
Yep. Especially with the incoming double game week, at some point.
Yeah. All right, Jason, tell me about your game week.
All right, so I kind of had the same strategy of holding my Villa players, just waiting for the nice fixtures to come and then the potential double game week. So I did not have a playing keeper this week, and I had Grealish and Watkins do nothing. But overall, it's still a pretty good game week. I still got a green arrow, 80 points, Captain KDB. I think my faith in Souček is paying off now, and I'm pretty happy with my big 3 mids of De Bruyne, Salah, Fernandez. I like that a lot going forward. And kind of the budget strikers of Bamford, Calvert-Lewin, and Watkins. As far as my transfers, I think I want to try and hold mine this week so I can have 2 free transfers and just have a little more wiggle room around the Christmas period when the fixtures kind of start piling up. After this game week 12, there's a midweek fixture followed by a weekend fixture. So injuries could come thick and fast. COVID still a big factor, plus some incoming double game weeks. So if I don't have any immediate fires to put out, I'm looking to bank my transfers at this point.
Seems like the smart choice. It's probably a choice I'll take too. Is just banking my transfer. Any players or teams you're considering next game week looking into?
Next game week, I don't have anything in particular because I know Liverpool plays Spurs in game week 13. So I know, Son and Kane, you always want to try and find a way to get them in, but I'm still going to wait until after their toughest fixtures are done and just kind of get punished a little bit in the meantime because they keep producing despite their fixtures.
I could say the same about Bruno Fernandes for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that one stings.
Yeah. Okay. Have a look at the schedule. Jason, tell me a little bit what you see in the schedule.
All right, so Aston Villa, first and foremost. 4 pretty nice fixtures coming up, plus incoming double game weeks at some point. So initially, my strategy was kind of like hold on to my trio until game week 16 and get out when their fixtures turn. But if they have a double game week that's going to include Newcastle at some point, I might be holding on to at least Grealish a little bit longer, maybe one of the other two of Martinez or Watkins. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how that shakes out once the fixtures get announced. Chelsea, we have it highlighted. I don't think it's a great run of fixtures, but it's not bad. It's just kind of average. So I think I'm more high on Chelsea's defense at this point. But if you want to invest in like a Timo Werner or even take a wild punt on like Olivier Giroud while he's in his red hot form, I wouldn't blame you too much for that. Mm-hmm. One that really catches the eye right now, beginning this week, is Liverpool playing Fulham, then a tough match against Tottenham. Then after that, look at that run of fixtures they have. Crystal Palace, West Brom, Newcastle, Southampton, Burnley. I think you definitely want to get on Liverpool as soon as you can for that run.
So what do you mean? You want to double up on Liverpool, like 2 minimum?
Tough to say on that one. I think you definitely want Mohamed Salah on your team. If you can get the Jota double up, that's not a bad idea. Or even go Robertson for the defense in that one as well, because somehow Liverpool's defense is still keeping clean sheets and he's still getting attacking returns. So pretty much any route you want to take into Liverpool, I think, is good. But I think Salah's the one guy I want to own for this run.
Interesting. And the Manchester teams, after they play each other, they look good to have a good set of run too. You agree?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have KDB, I have Cancelo, and I have Fernandes. So I'm not going to captain any of them this week because I don't want to captain them in a Manchester derby. But yeah, like you said, after that, both teams have a pretty nice run of fixtures. I'm probably content with the players I have right now, just keeping on my City double and then my Fernandes for United. I don't know that I'll be adding any more for these fixtures, but there's definitely some good captaincy options coming ahead with KDB and Fernandes in particular.
Okay, and then let's just move on to these last two highlighted. I know Spurs, they kind of have a tough run now, so probably a hold on Spurs players. But what about West Ham? Are you interested in picking up any players from West Ham?
Yeah, so right now I have Cresswell and Souček, and I'm probably happy staying with them. I know Mikel Antonio did come back recently, but kind of aggravated a hamstring injury. I think it's not serious. He should be back soon, but I would like to see him play 1 or 2 games and stay healthy before I would dive in on him.
Yeah, so I'd be high on West Ham's defense. In terms of the offense, Souček is a nice little budget option. But other than that, Antonio, I want to wait until he is actually properly healthy. There is no specific return to his injury, his hamstring injury, that we know of yet.
Yep. Jared Bowen's another decent shout out there as well, I think.
Okay. And he is also on our watch list. These are, again, players that we are taking a look at. Some new ones include Sergio Aguero, who had a goal in the Champions League. Danny Ings is back. Cavani will likely be back sooner than later. And then other players like Jota and Sterling, who are about to have excellent fixture runs.
Yep.
And again, Chelsea defense and Reece James. So let's move to the player spotlight. This is a little bit more of a short-term play that I like personally, mainly because when you look at the matches, West Brom Leeds and Fulham. That's excellent. And then Callum Wilson's also on excellent form. He's had 3 goals in his last 4 games. And because of the postponement in the last game week, he's got a nice rest. So I could see Callum Wilson, there's a lot of budget options. Maybe if you're waiting for Timo Werner or something, or maybe you can't afford some of the higher price options, forward options, I think the next 3 game weeks, Callum Wilson would be an excellent option for you. Jason, what do you think of this pick?
Yeah, I do like his short-term fixtures. I will mention with the COVID scare at Newcastle, I believe he was pictured in training either today or yesterday. So that kind of implies that he's not one of the ones who had COVID, so he should be good to go.
Okay. Jason, tell me about your checklist.
All right, game week 12 checklist. How are we going to get green arrows this week? Here are some key ways to do it. First of all, get your Liverpool players in. They're playing against Fulham. It's a great fixture to target. Really, you have your pick of who you want: Salah, Mane, Jota, Robertson. I think their budget keeper, Kelleher, is how you pronounce it. I think he's still playing because Alisson is still out. I would check back on that just to make sure, but as of right now, I believe that should be the play. Moving on from that, if you've held Kane and Son for this long and keep getting your returns through their tough fixture run, you got to keep holding at this point. They only have a couple bad fixtures left. This week, they have a nice one against Crystal Palace. But like I said, after that, they have Liverpool and Leicester. But then right around game week 15 and 16, Spurs have an excellent fixture run. So you definitely want to hold to keep them in for that. And then also, if you don't have them right now, you might want to make a plan to get them in pretty soon for that game week 15-16 fixture swing. Moving on, a nice differential option for your forward line. Danny Ings is only 8.3. He did return last week, scored a penalty kick. Looks like he's I think he came on as a sub, but he looks like he's doing pretty well now. I'm guessing he's ready to start, and I think he could be a great option again almost immediately. Lastly, Jamie Vardy. I would call this the last ride for Vardy, at least for right now. His nice fixture run kind of comes to an end, and they have some pretty tough fixtures after that. So I'd be looking to get out of Vardy after this week and just kind of keep him for this game week 12. Lastly, captain choice for this week. I think the standout options for me are Salah, Kane, and Son. It's hard to, because the Manchester Derby is this week, so I'm kind of like don't want to touch that one. Salah is Fulham, and then Tottenham have Crystal Palace. So those are my standout options.
You don't expect a high scoring match in the Manchester Derby?
It's tough to say. I really don't know what to predict at this point. With the way Man United defended against RB Leipzig midweek, I think City's wingbacks are going to be licking their chops at that one.
Yeah, Angelino with the goal. I mean, I saw like one Basaka. He always leaves us a man. Like, it's crazy.
It's like he doesn't know how to play as a wingback. Like they never practiced it or something. Which wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so speaking of captains then, I think for now I'm kind of set on Salah. I have a little bit of a worry that Klopp kind of played him extended minutes in the Champions League. That's my only concern. My backup will be Kane. Jason, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Salah mainly because I don't own Kane or Son right now. But yeah, like you said, I am a little concerned about him playing the full match midweek in Champions League. I will say he's gotten plenty of rest over November, so I think he should be fine. But then also recall that Liverpool do play Spurs, I believe, Wednesday next week. So a little bit of a short turnaround to the next match. That gives me a little hesitation. Gut feeling says Salah starts but comes off, 65th minute probably. Enough time to do some damage.
Okay, and then the other thing I would say is maybe if you don't have these three, maybe you have KDB. He did get a nice rest midweek. It looks like Aguero's back in the sheet. I think all of City attack do better with Aguero. So if you have maybe KDB or if you have Sterling, I wouldn't be afraid against Man United. United's attack is excellent, but their defense has not been so far this season. Would you agree or no?
Yeah, I do think they kind of shored things up a little bit when they switched to Fred and McTominay as the midfield pivots.
That's true.
Obviously, Fred was suspended in Champions League, so he couldn't play in that one. So they had Nemanja Matic's corpse out there, which didn't really help things. So I do expect them to respond a little better versus City, but I'm also kind of wary of them. United actually have fared pretty well against City in the recent years since Solskjaer took over. So that's also something to consider. Their counterattacking style just seems to punish City a little bit more. But with that being said, if I had to choose a vice captain, I go De Bruyne over Bruno right now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our next recommendations. These are for the next 4 game weeks. I've got KDB, especially right after Manchester United. His fixtures look brilliant, and just about everyone's healthy. Jack Grealish has been sensational, especially for his price. Really like a premium midfielder now, in my opinion. And then Mo Salah is pretty much Mr. FPL, and he's got an excellent schedule coming up. Jason, how about yourself?
Yeah, pretty similar to yours. Kevin De Bruyne, I think with his form and fixtures, it's hard to go against him. Same with Salah, has some great fixtures coming up. Bruno Fernandes, for me, Man United's form might be up and down, but no matter how they're playing, he still produces in fantasy. PKs, free kicks, assists, it doesn't matter. He still produces.
Fernandes, for sure. For sure. Okay, a quick shout out to our league. Brendan, you have surpassed me, so good on you. It's always difficult saying your name, so we'll just keep it at Brendan. Another big shout outs to, these guys have been in the top 10 throughout pretty much. James Bird, Andromeda, Crooked Kickers, The Sorcerer. And then Jason, you have climbed. Congrats on that. Now you are sitting in 8th spot, within striking distance, 60 points. So, excellent jump.
Yep, hopefully I'll be in the top 5 next. Just got to set small goals for yourself.
Yeah. All right, I think that pretty much does it for this game week. Best of luck getting green arrows. In this channel, we are all about green arrows. If you like our content, please give us a like, subscribe, comment too. We'd love to answer questions about your teams. Jason, any final words?
Yeah, just remember, early deadline this week. There's a Friday fixture, so get your lineups in ASAP.
And again, we are only 3 subscribers away from 100, so we'd really appreciate it. All right, that's it for now. Take care, guys.
All right, see ya.